Welcome to this special show. I'm in conversation today with Ajay Agarwal. He's the Group CEO of Reid Taylor, a distinguished name in the suiting and shirting industry. With over 35 years of diverse leadership experience, he has successfully navigated organizations through evolving market landscapes, implementing value-driven strategies that foster sustainable growth and operational excellence. His strategic vision, determination, and customer-centric approach have been pivotal in Reid Taylor's resurgence, driving rapid expansion and a robust omni-channel presence across India. Under his leadership, the brand has not only reclaimed its market position, but has also strengthened its commitment to innovation and excellence. Throughout his career, Ajay Agarwal has held key leadership roles across multiple industries, including retail, textiles, pharmaceuticals, and chemicals. One of his notable achievements, including leading the establishment of a greenfield pharma project in Africa for a multinational pharmaceutical company, further showcasing his expertise in global business expansion and operations. Today, we're also talking about the brand Reid Taylor. Mr. Agarwal, thank you so much for joining us here at the NDTV Profit Studios. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start talking about the Reid Taylor story at a very interesting time. And there's so much to unpack. What's happening across the sector, what's happening globally, and of course, what's happening with the brand.
Reid Taylor today is well known in the Indian market as well as in the international market for its premium offering to the consumer at large. And it has maintained this position in the domestic as well as international market and is growing at a pace which is much better than the overall industry growth levels are concerned. Last 3-4 years post-COVID, we have launched the brand, and today we are offering the entire product range for menswear, whether it be suiting, whether it be shirting, whether it be ready to wear and accessories together. The whole forte, the whole strength of the brand is its offering in premium and quality products, catering to, I would say, the middle class, upper middle class, and of course, the upper class. That's the class level. Secondly, it is also offering its products to all age groups, starting from, let's say, young Gen Z to middle-aged, as well as to old people as well. If you remember, Reid Taylor was launched in India in 2000. We have completed approximately 26 years of our existence in India. Of course, the brand is more than 150-year-old. It was initially launched in Europe, in Scotland, in 1830 by Alexander Reid and Thomas Taylor. It was a brand launched at those times for polywool or wool-rich fabric to cater to the European elite consumers. Over a period, it has evolved itself, and it entered into India into 2000 when we set up a state-of-the-art manufacturing unit at Mysore for manufacture of premium blended suiting fabrics. At that point of time, Reid Taylor was the first brand in India to launch salvaged fabric. What is the basically importance of a salvaged fabric? Salvaged fabric basically not only it increases the life of the fabric, but it also creates an impression that this is a Reid Taylor brand fabric. And that took the entire textile fabric market by a storm.
So just a couple of points, and it's interesting. You're talking about a brand legacy which is over 150 years old, 25 years in India itself. And then you talked about how you are catering across age groups.
Yes.
How do you stay relevant in today's day and age? How do you convince, for example, a Gen Z to buy a suit?
Very interesting question, Tamanna. See, to give an incentive to a Gen Z to buy a suit, see, people usually connect that suit to social occasion or marriage in the family or big occasions. But that's where we are in terms of where it is a super premium category. Now, what we are also offering to Gen Z is a premium fabric, affordable premium fabric, which would make him look younger, make him look attractive, make him look presentable in general, whether he goes to office, whether he goes to an office party, whether he goes to a social party, whether he goes to a outing. So we have an offerings matching with respective functions and make him look much smarter. We have got casuals also nowadays, casual suits.
Okay.
It's not only formal. We have informal suits where you can just wear that suit, of course, without a tie, but with a pocket square, walk in, and the color and the fashion and the design makes him look much more smarter. So that Indo-American Western style suits, basically, which we offer in terms of products. So those are the things. That is a party wear. Now, any Gen Z, I'm sure, would be going to any such occasion annually at least 12 occasions, once in a month. He needs to have a informal formal wear. I would call it this way. Yeah. Which sends a message that he's a modern young guy. So we have fabric. The colors which we have today, let me tell you one thing, just to draw a simile. The color which you are wearing, I have a suit worn by many young guys in that color.
Yeah, and why not?
And why not?
Why
That's
not?
exactly the reason.
Yeah.
See, that offering which we have, totally thought process colors.
You know, so the question is, one, you're pivoting to cater to a larger audience. It's also a very competitive industry. There's competition in your space, of course. There's also competition with, I would say, fast fashion and consumer preferences. How do you stay above that, keep your market share, stay relevant with some of those challenges?
See, that's a challenge which every industry faces in current fast changing world, whether it be textile, whether it be any other industry per se, in terms of technology, in terms of taste, in terms of likes and dislikes and other things. We have to stay ahead of the curve to cater to the changing requirement of the consumer, basically. That aspirational factor of the people makes it very important that we are ahead. It will be very interesting to tell you that in our sorting division, we are turning out almost 10,000 SKUs per quarter.
Which division is this?
Sorting division.
Inserting.
Inserting.
Right.
See, that's where the fashion changes very fast. A design and a color and a fashion, which is relevant today, down the line 3 months, it will not be there. So we are ahead of the thing. And how does it happen? See, we have tied up with Indian designers and international designers as well. We have a tie-up with Italian designers who are giving us offerings in terms of our designing, our fashion. What's going to happen? What's going to be the trend line? What colors are going to be the trend line in, let's say, 2026? We prepare ourselves for that today itself. So that is where we are able to meet the challenge in a fast fashion changing scenario.
You know, textiles has traditionally been one of India's, and by traditionally I mean always, one of India's largest exports, right? But you are combining Indian craftsmanship, the strength we have in Indian textiles, with a very global kind of an outlook.
Yes.
Is that, difficult to do? How do you manage to have that blend where this is an international brand, but it is a made in India product?
Very interesting. The Indian heritage, the Indian age-old designing, the weaving patterns and other things play a big role in making a fusion with the international color play and giving a product which is liked by both our domestic consumers as well as the international consumers. So that's something which we have been able to do that. Secondly, what has happened also, that the artisans, Indian artisans, which are there in various parts of the country. See, the Indian market is also very, very broad. What is a taste of a South India doesn't go well in the North India. So we have to be very clear.
Really? I would think for men's suits it would be pretty much an equal demographic.
See, for the traditional colors, yes. Answer is yes. But when you go non-traditional colors, like bottle green, red wine, or for that matter, orange, or for that matter, yellow, metal yellow, camel color suits, they go very well in the north. Now, inserting, the choices are quite different.
So is that where the growth engine is coming from? Tier 2, Tier 3?
Tier 2, Tier 3 cities are growing by double-digit growth, which is, in a textile industry, it's a dream come true. And secondly, now with the launch of our retail operations, we have relaunched our retail operations in 24. We are already there with 25 exclusive brand stores where we have offerings, suiting, shirting, retail, garments, everything. And we will be touching more than 100 stores by end of December 25. So that's the challenge. That's the way we are increasing our spread, our supply chain management. And Tier 2, Tier 3 cities is going to give us that growth.
The thing about the textile industry and business is a couple of things. It's a large export engine. It's a large job generator as well. Let me talk to you about the export bit of it right now, because that's the big headline, that's the big concern everywhere right now. Tariff wars, what's going to happen, what does it mean for India? And you have a pretty robust export interface as well. How are you seeing the current situation for Indian textiles?
See, currently we are exporting our fabrics to 30 odd countries, including Middle East, including Europe, including Asia Pacific countries. We have not yet directly entered US market. We are indirectly supplying a lot of fabric to the European and US brands basically. But today we are approximately, our top line 20% is coming from the export market. So in export, now there is an opportunity. We have a big opportunity courtesy whatever is going on in the current between the tariff war which has been triggered by President Trump, and Indian government has acted very swiftly in trying to resolve those issues and get into a trade agreements with the various importing countries. And with Bangladesh plus one factor, China plus one factor, India has got a tremendous opportunity to catch on and increase our exports by leaps. And I can say one thing, that what is going to happen ultimately, what we need to do is we need to set up large manufacturing garmenting units. See, we have got the fabric, we have got the textiles. All what we need to do is convert them into garments for export purpose. And that's where the challenge and opportunity.
But so what is stopping us so far?
Till, let's say, 3 months back. See, a country like Bangladesh or Vietnam had a free trade treaty with Europe and USA, as against 15% tariff on products manufactured in India. So now we have a level playing field. If we are on a level playing field, the 15% tariff differential is very, very huge for an Indian textile or garment manufacturer to take the advantage of. And in right earnest, let me put it this way, our PM Modi ji has already started that Mitra Park scheme, textile parks which are coming up. They are going to really create infrastructure for increasing the manufacturing capacities, for having huge garmenting facilities. And that's the moment for the Indian textile industry to capitalize upon and march ahead.
How will you as a company, as a brand, capitalize upon this opportunity that you've talked about? What is the kind of potential you see, and what is the kind of employment this could generate?
See, the Indian textile industry has been giving the second largest employment generation for India.
Yeah.
It's employing roughly about 45 million people today directly, and much more than that indirectly. Today, what we are looking at is we also have approximately we are giving employment to 3,000 people in our manufacturing units and across the pan-India basis. Now, we have got fiber to fabric. Now, what we are looking at is we are looking at setting up a large garmenting unit. So then to take the entire value chain in the house. So that's where the growth will come through. And we are looking forward to setting up a manufacturing unit for garment manufacturing, which will give us a huge potential for growth and export.
You know, the business that you are in, and traditionally that how the brand is seen, is about bespoke, tailored, a very, in-person kind of an experience. And we are at a time of e-commerce as well. And you have also adapted to that omni-commerce model. Tell us a bit about your thought there. I know that there is an agreement with Unicommerce, etc. So what is the plan there where you make sure that you are approachable or available to customers on all platforms?
See, we have recently launched our own e-commerce platform, wherein we are giving offerings for all our ready-made garments, apparels, catering to all sectors, all age group people, and it has taken off very well. It's just been launched 6 months back only. The 6 months experience has been very overwhelming, and we would be a force to reckon with, I'm sure, in next 1 year's time.
So talking about taking that conversation forward on adaptation of technology, the buzzword right now is AI. For any company in the manufacturing sector, the other buzzword is automation. You need to have both those things in place to be competitive and move forward. How are you inculcating those concepts?
See, AI is something which is going to be important and trend-setting and change for every industry. And for textile, this is a moment of transformation. AI is going to help all industries, and especially the textile industry, if I may say that. It will help us, first of all, I'll put it this way, that AI helps us in predicting the consumer preferences, basically, by geography, by age group, by fashion.
So, just to round off this conversation, we're talking about technology, we're talking about AI, but at the core of the fabric and garment business, when you talk about excellence, is craftsmanship. That is something I guess AI is far from replacing. The craftsmanship of a tailor or someone who actually knows how to make that suit look good.
No, I would have a different take on this thing. See, there's a tailor, craftsman in terms of design, there's a tailor to stitch it. AI acts as a catalyst to help the tailor to stitch the suit fitting into the consumer's requirement. And it gives him in advance the look it will have. And if the tailor, see, if you look traditionally, you go for a measurement of suit, you go for a trial, then you go for finishing. The trial phase will be weeded out with the intervention of AI. Oh. So that's something which is going to help the consumer. Secondly, if a consumer walks in and he selects a particular fabric, within a fraction of a minute, 30 seconds, he can see how he would look like wearing that fabric, suit or shirt or trouser, visually to make a decision. And that's going to be possible only with the help of AI. So,
it's bringing in advanced technology to something which is built on legacy. Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal, for your time. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.